Sup, Devils? J-Dog back to answer some more goddamn questions. Questions we're going over today. Alright, on the motherfucking video. This fucking thing called, come on, piece of shit phone. 50-year-old radio listening, 50-year-old radio listening Van Halen guy is another poser who is not a music fan. Get lost too, brah. Oh, yeah, dude. Those guys, I never really, I guess I never really thought about him or even brought him up on this channel until the one guy asked, I forget how we talked about disco or something from the 80s. And, yeah, I don't know why those guys, maybe just because it was more my adult years when it wasn't more, it was my adult years. It was never my teenage years when they came out to me. But when they're coming up to you and they got that kind of almost like point of authority type attitude because they're considerably older, it's like, dude, you know what they play on the radio. Give me a fucking break. And like any of the bands you're mentioning from the radio, you're saying nothing that who the fuck, other than maybe a 12-year-old today, doesn't know? They mentioned Van Halen, Motley Crue, Deep Purple, Black Sabbath, AC/DC, whoever else. It's like, who the fuck doesn't know who those bands are? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's not a music fucking fan. Even if it's just of that genre, that means something a little bit more goddamn impressive than that. And that's what they're all into. So that, to me, that's not a goddamn music fan by any means. But they are annoying because, yeah, they help have more of that point of authority just because of their age. It's like, dude, if anything, I think those guys are bigger fucking posers than the 16-year-old Slipknot fans. Again, whatever the equivalent of that is today. But my generation, 16-year-olds were the Slipknot guys. Slipknot, Cold Chamber, Mushroom Heads, Marilyn Manson, all that bullshit. Said it a million fucking times. You know what I'm talking about. Tools, all that. Those posers are less guilty because, again, at least they're 16. They're just yanked out of mama's crotch just a few years ago. They had hair on their dick for 2 years. They don't know anything. Granted, I didn't realize that at the time because I was only 16 too. You just think, whatever. You just think it's normal, right? So, yeah, get lost, bro. You haven't been on this planet for shit. The fucking 50-year-old plus guy, he should know better at least. But he don't. So, yeah, he's even more of a poser, in my goddamn opinion. Anyways, let's see what fuck's out of here. Comments 135. Metal Musician 6996. Here's a question mark. Yo, J-Dog, question. What are your top 5 heavy metal bands? Can be something old or new, maybe mix it up. Merciful Fate, easily number 1. King Diamond. Now, I know some guys go, that's not heavy metal. I consider it heavy metal. I mean, how's it not? It's not black metal. It's not death metal. It's not thrash metal. What's like horror metal? Like, there's no such thing as kind of like horror metal as far as general genres. It's heavy metal, goddamn. It's not speed metal. It's not grindcore. Heavy metal. So let's go Merciful Fate, King Diamond, because they are 2 separate bands. No, I don't put them as the same one. Yes, in that order. So I would say those are my top 2 favorite heavy metal bands. I wouldn't even say that they are. After that, it gets a little sticky. Who would I say? And I want to say something a little bit more fucking impressive than goddamn Iron Maiden and Judas Priest. Although I do like those bands. Not ever released by those bands, but definitely, at least 5 albums by each band. Probably more than that. Well, let's go with something fucking a little bit better than that. Not as a whole, is that like everything? But Metal Church. Let's say Metal Church number 3. That third Metal Church. Aliens came from outer space, goddamn. They said, what's heavy metal music? I'd be handling the first Metal Church. Listen to that, brah, and you'll know what heavy metal is. That's the definition of heavy metal in my goddamn book. Black Sabbath. 50-year-old Van Halen guy, get lost. I don't consider him hard rock. I consider him heavy metal. So let's go with Sabbath. Although as a whole, I like Sabbath more than Metal Church, but Church sounds a little bit more impressive. And I definitely like more Black Sabbath albums than I do by Metal Church. So I only like the first 3 Church albums. Again, let's go with something a little bit more fucking impressive than God Iron Maiden and Judas Priest. October 31, goddammit. Shout out to King Folly. I think October 31 is great, especially my favorite is The Fire Awaits You. Warlock, fantastic fucking track. So let's go with that. You don't hear any fucking posers bringing up October 31. They're going to just say something Saxon. Oh, great. Yay. Like everybody else brings up. There's my top 5 heavy metal goddamn bands. What do you think, Devils? Yay, nay, thumbs up, thumbs down. That list sucks, J-Dog. Fucking Fate, that ain't even goddamn heavy metal. You fucking poser. Put in the comments. Whatever the fuck you think. Lauren Means is in here, but talking about taking dumps and saying stupid shit again. I don't know what that's even all about, but keep putting it in there. At least something's better than nothing. At least not shy about talking, but I mean, nothing to read off. Kind of seems like 9-year-old kid humor. Distributor call points. J-Dog, here's a question that will make you question everyone and everything that is. What if King Folly told you that Dawn of the Dead doesn't listen to metal anymore, and it turned out to be true? Oh, the despair. I wouldn't really care, to be honest with you. I'd just be like, oh, okay, yeah. I mean, Dawn of the Dead, fucking just old guy that's burnt out now. Bummer, but would I really care? Not really. Doesn't really affect my life at all. Again, these guys are like, well, whoa, J-Dog, what do you mean you care? Then why do you bring it up on the channel? I'm just calling guys out there saying stupid shit and almost putting a fake on facade. Like, keep using him as an example just because, again, I don't really watch too many um, interviews and stuff with metal musicians, especially big ones that are well known and stuff like that. Keep bringing up the Tom G. It's because it's obvious, man. It's a fucking front. It's a fake ass phony front, and that's one of them I seen. I was like, oh, this guy's fake as fuck. So which explains everything. Why he put out all those crappy albums in the '90s and shit, and all that trend jumping and everything. You're like, oh, this now makes fucking sense. For example, I don't even know what Jeff Becerra sounds or looks like these days. I've never seen an interview with him. The little bit I know, he's got an Unslaughter tattoo, and I get the vibe he's still into metal. But I mean, maybe I'll spot out some fakeness with him too. Um, if he was still alive, Chuck from Death, that guy was phony fucking bologna sandwich. Totally turned his back on Death. I think it burn out at age. When the guy died, what was he, like 32 years old, young as fuck? There's no reason he should have been burn out and changing the band and all this other stuff. The guy's a total fucking poser as well. So they're not calling it. That's not just strictly to fucking Tom. And people like King Diamond and stuff. I just always, it was just kind of for the kids, that they're watching this that are unaware. Like I said, when I was 16, I thought, oh yeah, King Diamond, yeah, he listens to Cannibal Corpse, he listens to Carcass. Like fuck, he does. Like fuck, he does. He don't listen to metal at all. He's listening to fucking Deep Purple and goddamn Nazareth. Give me a fucking break. That's what he's listening to. But again, do I care? And I understand it for his age bracket. So Dawn of the Dead, God of Metal, which at this point I don't think he would. He's been listening. Now, is he going out and buying the new goddamn Toxic Holocaust when it comes out? No. I'm fully aware of that. But neither is King. So I just think they're old, retired, veteran metalists that are like what they like from the past and don't aren't really checking out much new stuff, but they're still somewhat in the loop because they play with bands and they get more of a pass. Some people are like, oh, well, you call up the guys, the older guys, all they listen to is the hard rock or stuff like that. I do because that's all they're listening to. But when they're the cool club, they're bringing up that they listen to death metal and they don't. Donna shit and King, I guarantee they still listen to fucking metal with the hard rock. They're listening to both. And they're still somewhat in the loop of newer bands, maybe accidentally at this point, but they still are, as opposed to the hard rock guy, whether it be fucking I don't know, Nurgle or Behemoth. I'm not saying for sure him, but I talked about him briefly. He's mentioning the Beatles and shit and no metal bands and all. I get the vibe. I was like, this guy's not even listening to metal at all anymore. And he damn sure doesn't know any current underground metal bands because who's he touring with? He's just touring with fucking big mainstream or bands on their way up. You know what I mean? You mention anything like a Victimizer, Church Bazaar, or Spider or anything like that, he's got no fucking clue what you're talking about. Total deer in headlights, stick in the mouth. So it's Victimizer, Church Bazaar, and Spider, all three bands I just mentioned, Pharmacists, Fluids, bands like that, just bands in the last 15, 20 years, metal bands, but underground bands that didn't make it big. I can tell you for a fact, I know Dawn of the Dead knows who all those bands are. Now, is he jamming them all day from here to Sunday? No. But I mean, he knows who they are. He's heard them and thinks it's decent or whatever. So, yeah, way more in the fucking loop. So, it's not that he gets a pass just because I'm buddies with him. It's just call it like it is, goddammit. And take it for whatever the fuck it is. Take it for what it's worth. But as far as what he's into and listening on his own time, at the end of the day, I don't give a shit. It doesn't affect me at all. Rancid Amputation 666. Question dog. Least favorite song from Serpents of the Light. Shit, I don't know, man. That's a tough one. That's the 10 of 10s right there. Serpents of the Light. Greatest death metal album ever in my book. At least up there. That'd be definitely coming my band in Island. I mean, that's like saying, would you rather fucking would you rather have sex with a girl or get a fucking blowjob? They're both pretty goddamn good, right? So I don't know. And then he's got a comment below. It doesn't seem like any question marks. So yeah, hard to handle serpents. All fucking bangers. Mike Violates. J Dog, you are very fortunate to not have to be forced to listen to the radio for as long as you have. Yeah, I think you're right about that. Yeah, I've been blessed in that territory. Satan blesses you. Fucking shout out to Sabat, right? Japan. Um, so yeah, the only time I was forced the most was in my elementary school days and my middle school days and my first 2 years in high school. After that, I started driving myself. Bought my car when I was 16 or 17, and then drove to school. But so 16 down. So say age 5 to age 16. That's when I had to ride the goddamn school bus, and they played the gay ass fucking radio, and it was Q104. That's the station they played it on. Larry and Sally in the morning. Now that means anything to 99.9% of you motherfuckers watching, if not 100% of you guys watching. But it was the stuff like the stuff that what kind of music would they play on there? Fuck, what is Papa Roach? Maybe is that one of them? Who's that song? Time. Only want to be with you. What is that? Is that Seal maybe? Horrifically fucking bad. Just hanging out with Creed and Stain, and oh my god, just want to slam my head in the car door. I'd walk off that fucker every morning, just feeling like nauseous, like just the worst music in the world. So, but I mean, but at least by middle school, I had my own CD player with headphones, and that's why I would listen on the bus. But when I was 8, obviously I didn't. Um, So yeah, that was when I was forced to. And goddamn, dude, I knew it's. That's just funny. That's why I bust up fucking laughing when any clueless ass motherfuckers come over on this channel, or clueless ass motherfuckers in life, because I get them then too. Where they just oblivious to what we're talking about as far as what's happening in the Pantera and just the radio shit. And they're not a music. What do you mean I'm not a music fan? I listen to radio, just shit like that. Just a clueless motherfucker like. Dude, I knew this stuff at like 7, 8, 9 years old before he was even into metal music. So I say I got into metal music where the will was flipped upside down for good or better, however you want to take it, at age 10 for me, because that's when I first heard the Sacred Reich tape. So that's what I call it. I mean, I remember, like I said, before the age of that, I remember my dad playing like Black Sabbath and Ozzy in the car on the radio, mind you. And I remember always liking Ozzy's voice. But at the time, I don't even think I even knew who it was. I was like, oh, I like this. I think I have some AC/DC. I think I like Dirty Deeds uh, track as well, things like that. I'm talking at like very early age, 5, 6, 7, 8 years old. I remember those would be the songs that I enjoyed. But I never considered myself like a music fan or a metalist yet. I think the metal came on at age 10 officially. But what I'm getting at, just some dumb shit kid in first grade barely knows his ABCs. Me, even I knew this fucking shit. What's happening in the Pantera? Granted, Pantera wasn't really being talked about at the time, but I just would have, you just, that wouldn't have crossed my mind being number one if I did hear it. That's one. And number two, the like the radio shit, like because it always did cross my mind, especially at 10 years old when you heard the Sacred Reich tapes, the Ignorance tape and stuff like that. It's got all these songs, like 10, 11 songs, whatever, like typical albums, 10, 11, 12 songs, right? That's what they generally have, or 9 that usually at the least, if it's a full-length album. But these bands they're playing like one song, 2 songs. Where's the rest of the songs? If you're a fan of them, and this is a great band in your mind, why is everything else being omitted? I mean, hell, imagine if like Deicide was on the radio, the mainstream radio. They're playing Serpents of Light, right? Let's just say they play Blame It on God, right? Fantastic fucking song. Where's the rest of that banger? I want to hear the rest of it. Why not Blame It on God on Monday, Bastard of Christ on Tuesday, Serpents of Light on Wednesday, et cetera, et cetera. Slave of the Cross on Thursday, whatever day we on now, whatever. You know what I mean? The album, like, just switch it up each day, except every day, same song, same song. That's fucking just sheep, robot, fucking mechanical brain, fucking just non-music fan nonsense that I would have known at, like early ages, but yet people come over just deer in headlights, dick in the mouth. No idea what you're talking about. I was like, how did I know this shit at like 8, 9, 10 years old? And you guys, grown ass fucking men, don't get it. I don't know. Blows my motherfucking mind. I don't remember what the goddamn question was. What the fuck were we? Oh yeah, about fortune. Yeah, goddamn right. I was fortunate not listening to that dog shit radio. And as far as from today, 2020, 22. I'm trying to think. When was the last time I had to suffer through the goddamn radio? Can't even tell you. I honestly, I don't even know. I literally don't even know. I mean, I want to say back when I was working at Dupley Systems for the overtime on Saturdays when a guy would be playing the radio, and that was age, I would have been 20, 20, yeah, 20, because that's when I was on first shift. When I went to second shift, but that was age 20. But I'm trying between age 20 and now, there had to been something else I've heard since then. But whatever the fuck it is, it's even that's a long time ago because I can't think of what the fuck it is. We'll get one more goddamn question. This seems like there's a lot of questions on here. People just talking about doesn't even seem anything relevant to the topic. Granted, I don't remember what other topics we talked about. I'm sure we talked about more than the 50-year-old Van Halen guy. Oh, people talking about slam. So here's a kind of a question, and we'll make this the last one. Suppo Def. Love slam. I'd personally recommend people devour the Unborn from Texas and Gorvent from Japan. I don't know either one of those bands. Two of my favorite slam bands ever. Question as always, what's your thoughts on the new Dying Fetus single? I really enjoyed it. I don't think I've heard it. What is it? They got a new album coming out, new single? I'm sure it's probably Fetus, and I'll think it's pretty good. I mean, what was the last album they did? Is that the Descended to Depravity? Or is it Wrong One to Fuck With? Um, I thought those were pretty good. I don't really know them, but I thought they're good. What I don't like about those albums, and a lot of the later ones, even War of Attrition, the covers just they look fucking. They just look very. I don't know about computerized, but just very. I don't know, not non underground death metal. I know you know how I prescribe it. It's just, I guess commercial. I guess I just don't like the covers. I guess you could say that. I don't like that. I don't like that new font freaking logo. Go back to the old logo only, and just the actual cool fucking logo, the death metal logo, and get rid of those stupid ass fucking covers. Like they're like CGI or photo. It just looks like a PlayStation game. I don't. That's the best way I can describe it. I don't like the covers at all. But when I put on the music, like even the title track, "Wrong One to Fuck With," I thought that was a good song. The rest of the album kind of blurs together. What was a later song too? From Womb to it's got that intro with the fucking chick addicted to drugs. From Womb to Ruin or whatever. I remember that being a pretty good song. But as for the most part, the last five albums they did, I don't really. Stop at Nothing was when I really kind of stopped. To be honest with you, Stop at Nothing, I kind of stopped paying attention. Although I always pick them up just because it was Fetus. I'm like, it's you put it out, I'm like, it's always pretty entertaining. But Stop at Nothing, I know pretty well as well. Was there like schematics on there? One Shot, One Kill. That's a good song. The last song on there, I'm drawing a blank. They did a single for it. There's a 7-inch of it. It's on tip of my tongue the name of it. It's the last track on the album, but there was a 7-inch for it with was it with Deep Red maybe? There was a 7-inch for it before the album came out, and I thought that song was really good. That's when I was first like, fuck, they got rid of Jason. I'm like, fucking bummer. And then they got that it was a Vince on there. But that's the last album I know, but even that one I don't know as well as Destroy the Opposition Down. That's pretty much what I'm going to listen to Dying Fetus is Destroy the Opposition Down. I'll throw in some Stop at Nothing every now and then. And then the rest, I think I own at least something by them, whether it be a CD or LP. Probably not every format. Don't know them, know a song here and there. Thought they're pretty good. Definitely not as good. The cover sucks shit. The logo sucks shit. The aesthetic sucks shit. The fan base sucks massive fucking shit. That fan base, you got to go massive spraying on. Do some fucking goddamn house cleaning on that fan base because whoo-wee are they fucking annoying. Whoo-wee. Big time. Yeah, you starter jackets, sidewards calves, baggy pants, gold chain necklaces, Snoop Doggy Dog, West Side looking world motherfuckers at those goddamn shows. Stomping around. I'm sure there's the push-ups in the pit at them. It's been years since I've seen Fetus live. Not like years and years, but a good 5-6 years. Um, but I'm sure the silly ass push-ups are going on. There's the stomping in the pit. Just a bunch of people you just want to slap across the face and just get the hell out of here, man. You don't like that at all. Those type of people. But as a whole, I think they're pretty good music. And the guys themselves, they don't look like homeboys. People put that in the cat. Even King Folly's guilty of that. A bunch of wiggers. Like they're just they look like like comparing them to Corn and shit. Corn and Limp Bizkit and shit like that. I'm like, John Gallagher, like what are you talking about? The other two guys, they have long hair, metal t-shirts on, black clothes, headbanging. Like, where's the Wigger? Where's the Limp Bizkit? I don't get it. Like, fan base, yes, there's definitely some Limp Bizkit looking motherfuckers there, but the band themselves, like past members, Jason, Sparky, maybe Kevin Talley, he's got short hair, but I don't think he ever came off to me as fucking some yo rolling Limp Bizkit looking motherfucker. I didn't get that vibe. He just kind of looks like a short hair, younger metal dude. I don't know. Met him a couple times, friendly guy. Usually wearing a death metal shirt or a grindcore shirt. Didn't come off as none of that to me. So don't know where any of that's coming from. From the band themselves. Fans, you got my absolutely. I agree with you on that. They track some annoying ass motherfuckers. Anyways, that's it for this one, Devils. Comments, questions, concerns. You know what to do. Put in the comments box. Get an answer right in the morning. Later, goddammit.